Level 1. The applicant. You apply online like anyone else, thinking this is just another job opportunity. There is a form on the website. Simple, structured, nothing that feels unusual. You enter your name, your education, your work history, and your personal details. You click submit, and for a moment, it feels like nothing important just happened. Then you wait, weeks turning into months without any response or update. 6 months later, an email arrives asking you to come in for interviews. You travel on your own expense because nothing about this process is convenient. The building looks ordinary, like any other government office you have seen before. Fluorescent lights, quiet hallways, the kind of place designed to feel forgettable. A man in a gray suit sits across from you and begins asking questions. They seem simple at first, about your past, your choices, your experiences growing up. But the longer it goes, the more you realize there is a pattern. They are not just asking questions, they are studying how you respond. They are looking for inconsistencies, hesitation, anything that does not align perfectly. The interview lasts hours, but it feels like time moves differently inside that room. When it ends, you are not sure if you succeeded or failed completely. Then comes the polygraph, and suddenly the process stops feeling like a normal interview. You sit in a chair while sensors are strapped across your chest and fingers. A technician watches the monitor while asking questions in a calm, steady voice. Your heart rate, breathing, and skin response are tracked the entire time, carefully. They ask if you committed crimes nobody caught, or betrayed someone close before. They ask whether you have ever thought about harming yourself or others seriously. The machine cannot really detect lies, but you do not know that yet. So every question feels dangerous. Like one wrong answer could end everything instantly. You start sweating, your voice tightens, and even simple answers become harder suddenly. You tell the truth because fear makes lying feel impossible in that moment. When it ends, nobody tells you whether you passed or failed the test. You leave with nothing except silence and the memory of your own panic. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. Short, formal, and impossible to misunderstand. You have been accepted into the clandestine service trainee program at last. Welcome to the CIA. Though you still have no idea what awaits. Level 2. The trainee. They send you to Camp Peary, a place everyone simply calls the farm. It is surrounded by woods, fences, and guards, completely isolated from everything outside. For the next 18 months, this becomes the only world you exist in. Your days begin early, before sunrise, with physical training that never feels optional. You run miles before breakfast, pushing your body before your mind is even awake. Then you sit in classrooms, learning about governments, conflicts, and hidden networks worldwide. They teach you tradecraft, the skills that define how intelligence actually works. You learn how to spot surveillance, noticing patterns most people never even consider. A car appearing too often, a person looking twice, a face that does not belong. You train your mind to connect details that seem meaningless on their own. Then you learn how to lose surveillance, how to disappear when someone is watching, moving through buildings, changing direction, using space and time to break patterns. You practice until it becomes instinct, not something you have to think about. You learn how to open locks, access secured spaces, and gather information quietly. You practice with real equipment, taken from places you are not supposed to know. Then comes recruitment, learning how to turn people into sources of information. You study motivation, understanding why people betray what they once believed in. Money, ideology, pressure, ego. Everyone has a reason if you find it. You run operations in real cities, testing everything under pressure and observation. Your instructors try to catch you, and if they do, you fail. Some people break. Some cannot handle the deception. Some walk away. Only a few make it through, not always the strongest or smartest. The ones who succeed are the ones who can adapt and compartmentalize everything. When you graduate, you are given a new role and a new identity. You are now an operations officer, and the real work begins. Level 3. The case officer. Your first assignment sends you overseas to a country that still feels uncertain. Officially, you are a diplomat, a political officer working inside the embassy. You attend events, wear suits, and make conversations that seem completely normal. You shake hands, listen carefully, and remember everything people reveal without realizing. You write reports about politics and economics that go back to headquarters. That is your cover, the life everyone sees and believes without question. But that is not your real job, not even close to what you actually do. Your real role is to recruit assets, people who have access to information. They can be officials, military officers, scientists, or anyone with useful access. You identify targets and begin studying their lives without them knowing. Their routines, their habits, their weaknesses, everything becomes part of your analysis. Everyone has a pressure point, something that can be used to influence them. Money problems, personal beliefs, fear, ambition, something always exists beneath the surface. Your job is to find it and slowly build a way in. Your first recruitment takes months. Nothing about it happens quickly or directly. You meet him casually, building a connection that feels natural over time. You become someone he trusts, someone he does not question or suspect. You help him, support him, become part of his life in small ways. Then the situation changes, and he needs something only you can provide. A loan, a favor, something that slowly puts him in your control. You never ask for betrayal directly, only small steps at first. A document, a piece of information, something that seems harmless enough. By the time he realizes what is happening, it is already too late. He has crossed the line, and now he cannot step back. You now have an asset inside a system you could never access yourself. You report success, and for the first time, you understand the job. Level 4. Non-official cover, NOC. Most officers work under protection, with official roles and diplomatic immunity. If something goes wrong, they are removed from the country, but remain safe. You are offered something entirely different, a role without any protection at all. Non-official cover means nothing connects you to the government anymore. No embassy, no badge, no system that can help you if you are exposed. If you are caught, you face whatever that country decides to do with you. That could mean prison, torture, or simply disappearing without explanation. Despite that, you accept, because the mission requires people who can operate alone. They build you a new identity, complete with history, work, and documentation. You become a civilian, living a life that must hold up under real scrutiny. Your job, your routine, even your relationships must feel completely authentic. People around you believe it because it is designed to be believable. You operate in places official officers cannot reach without creating attention. You meet sources that would never approach someone tied to a government. Communication becomes limited, indirect, and carefully controlled at all times. You rarely see anyone from your own side, and eventually you stop expecting to. For the first time, you are completely alone in what you are doing. Level 5. The paramilitary officer. After your cover becomes unstable, you are pulled out before exposure becomes certain. That identity is closed, and you cannot return to that region again. They offer you a different role, one that shifts from intelligence to direct action. You join a unit where operations are physical, immediate, and often violent. Training changes completely, focusing on weapons, tactics, and survival under fire. You prepare for environments where rules are unclear and situations shift constantly. Deployment places you in remote areas, working alongside local forces with mixed loyalties. You rely on intelligence that is never complete and sometimes completely wrong. You are responsible for decisions that can affect lives in ways you cannot predict. Sometimes the outcome matches the mission, and the target is exactly where expected. Sometimes it does not, and the consequences stay with you longer than the mission. You learn to keep moving forward because stopping is not an option anymore. Level 6, the team leader. You are no longer just executing missions. You are responsible for leading them. A small team operates under you, each person relying on your decisions. You plan operations, assign roles, and carry the responsibility for outcomes. The environments are unstable, and information is never fully reliable. You work with local groups who may support you or may turn against you. Every operation carries risk, and nothing ever goes exactly as planned. You move constantly, adjusting based on new information and changing conditions. Then something goes wrong, and the situation shifts faster than expected. What was a mission becomes a fight for survival in seconds. You focus on getting your team out, even if the objective is incomplete. Not everyone makes it back, and that changes how you see the job. Success is no longer just about results, but about who survives the mission. Level 7, the station chief. After years in the field, you are moved into a role that shifts from action to control. You are no longer operating missions directly, but overseeing everything that happens. You become responsible for an entire country's intelligence operations and outcomes. Officers report to you, assets are managed through your decisions, and risks are yours to carry. You coordinate between intelligence work, diplomacy, and political pressure from multiple sides. Some relationships are cooperative, others are fragile and filled with hidden tension. Every decision involves uncertainty, balancing potential gain against possible consequences. You approve operations that may succeed quietly or fail in ways that cannot be hidden. The work becomes less visible but far more complex than anything before. You are no longer in the field, but the weight of it never leaves you. Level 8, the Black Site Commander. You are assigned to run a facility that officially does not exist. It is located in a place that will deny its presence completely. From the outside, it looks ordinary, but inside it serves another purpose. The people held there are not prisoners in any legal sense. They have no records, no charges, no rights recognized by the world. They were taken from different places and brought here without acknowledgement. Your job is to extract information that cannot be obtained any other way. The methods used are controlled, classified, and constantly debated elsewhere. You are told the information saves lives, and sometimes you believe it. Other times, you question where the line between necessity and something else exists. You manage the process, the people, and the outcomes that follow. There are no clear answers, only results and the consequences they carry. When your time there ends, nothing about it will ever be recorded publicly, and you leave with questions that do not disappear when the job does. Level 9, the Division Director. You return to headquarters, the same place where your journey first began. But now, everything is different, and your role is far beyond the field. You are responsible for entire regions, operations, and strategic decisions worldwide. Hundreds of officers and countless assets operate within systems you now oversee. Information flows constantly, and you decide what matters and what does not. You brief senior leaders, shaping decisions that affect events across multiple countries. Operations are approved or denied based on your judgment and assessment of risk. Some actions remain hidden forever. Others surface only when something goes wrong. You work inside a system built on secrecy, where full truth is never spoken openly. Even oversight is controlled, with information shared only as much as necessary. You understand how everything connects, and how fragile that system really is. At this level, the work is no longer personal, but the consequences still are. Level 10, the Ghost. After decades in the system, you step away from a life no one understands. There is a small ceremony, quiet, attended only by people like you. They speak about service, sacrifice, and things that cannot be fully explained. You receive recognition, but it is something you can never truly show anyone. Everything you did remains classified, locked away for the rest of your life. You leave with memories that have no place in the world outside. The people you knew are gone, scattered, or no longer reachable. The life you had before feels distant, almost like it belonged to someone else. You try to live normally, but normal no longer feels natural to you. Habits remain, awareness never fades, and silence becomes your default state. You carry everything alone because there is no one you can tell. When you are gone, there will be no story, no public record, no explanation. Just a mark somewhere, representing a life that officially never existed. And somewhere else, someone new is starting the same process, filling out a form, believing they understand what they are choosing, not knowing what it will take or what it will leave behind. The cycle continues, whether anyone understands it or not.